Welcome, low ego action heroes. This is Debbie Levitt from DeltaCX.com. We're a full service CX and UX consultancy. We do projects, training, and consulting. So let us know if we can do something. And hello, welcome to episode 25 of the Think Out Loud series. I didn't get a project from everybody, so instead of working on a project today, we did get a very interesting submission that we're going to do instead. It kind of ties into some of the micro lessons that we've done on the YouTube channel. If you are not subscribed on the YouTube channel, it is a very beautiful time to do that. Let's see if I can get this to come up. Yeah. Hey, Manuel. And thanks to Theophilus the Fifth, who just subscribed. Over in our micro lessons playlist on YouTube, Delta CX is the name of the channel. We have a lesson called Knowledge Design, and we talk about how when you are creating products and services, certainly digital ones, but really anything, you've got to consider what do your target audiences know or understand, and how can we design the knowledge that our company has right into those products and services? No, that's not done through tooltips. No, that's not done through tutorials and chatbots and help. We're designing it right in. Hey, Nadu. Now, when we did there's a great micro lesson on knowledge design with a big surprise ending. But I had a suggestion today to walk through some real estate websites and let's look at them together. Let's kind of assess and audit them. Let's take a look at what we notice about these websites, really just kind of an expert assessment. And let's also take a look at how they are using this concept of knowledge design. And again, quite simply, even though we have a great video on it, quite simply, knowledge design is, have they built into the website system, app, service, whatever it is, features, functionality, processes, something that kind of predicts what you know and don't know, and make sure that we're not expecting people to know things that they don't or remember things they don't. We went through that a lot in the previous project in this playlist. Episodes 20 through 24 were a Think Out Loud project, fake project for the Disney Vacation Club. Hey, Steph. And we talked about how the Disney Vacation Club is a knowledge-heavy universe, and that to make a better website, hotel booking engine and things like that, you really have to use knowledge design. So we do talk about it a lot on the channel, and it's something that I want people to learn more about. So thanks to Steph for the idea for turning today into a let's go out live onto the web together and let's take a look at good and bad examples of knowledge design. We're going to look at websites that I have not seen either before or lately, and certainly not websites I've looked at from the perspective of knowledge design. So I'm expecting all of you in the chat room to join in. But of course, first, a quick thanks to everybody who has pressed the join link on the YouTube channel and is donating $3 to $10 per month for this channel. Thank you very much. Totally optional, very appreciated. I think I just got my quarterly payment today and it was like 160 American dollars. So again, not my day job, but thanks to everybody who's giving a little something to keep me in streaming software and chocolate chips. Hi, Ashley. First time watching one of these episodes. Cool. Make sure you are getting involved. All right, so I'm going to turn off the comments on the screen because we're about to see them on the right side when I share my browser. So hold on, let me flip over to my browser. Flippity flip. All right, so if I am seeing this correctly, no, it's still me. Hold on. Press, press, press. Did that work? Okay, better. Okay, so here's me. And here's the chat room. Here's the optional tip jar in case anybody does a super chat or super sticker over on YouTube. And of course, my browser window in private mode. So we might see some weird things because I'm in private mode. Where should I put my cup so I don't knock it over? Done that. All right. I'm just going to say accept to cookies because I'm in a private browser and hope I'm not tracked. Now, the key to imagining our user's mindset here is I want to buy a house or condominium. So let's imagine we are buying, and let's imagine we're moving to a place that we're not that familiar with. We're moving to another city. We're moving to a part of town we don't really know. We're moving to Vancouver. In this case, we're moving to Germany. I know a little bit about Germany, but really there's so much I don't know. So for example, do I know which neighborhoods are considered good or bad? Do I know which properties are near schools if I have kids of a certain age? Do I want to be far from schools if I don't have kids of a certain age? In America, you can actually search properties by registered sex offenders. You can actually see where registered sex offenders live. Now, of course, that's sometimes not built right into the real estate system. So that's where the knowledge design would be. Sure, you could go to another website and you could look up where do registered sex offenders live, but is that going to kind of overlap with your property search? So let's imagine that I'm going to move to, let's just say, Munich, Germany. So enter municipality or area. Now I'm dealing in English, so I assume I can write Munich, though obviously the Germans don't call Munich Munich. They say, okay, open a map and select, draw the area on a map, distance from a point. Now, thinking about knowledge design, all of these imply that I can find Munich on a map. But let's say that I've got really low knowledge. Let's say I have a job transfer to Munich and I don't know poop about Munich. I couldn't find it on the map, and it's not going to help me to draw it on a map or try to make a selection from a map. Steph said the site is for Luxembourg. I'm not sure Munich will get you things. All right, let's try. It does say Germany over here. Let's try Germany search. Otherwise, we'll do a Luxembourg search. Oh, so by clicking Germany, it looks like I'm just going to get everything in Germany. Now I have to do sorting or filtering because otherwise it's 435 results for Germany. Now, I'm going to imagine that I'm an American on a military transfer to Germany. I'm going to imagine we don't really speak German yet. We speak English. Steph says you can search Germany. All right, so let's see. What if I only want a house? No. Where's a house? Houses and apartments, all type. Apartment, penthouse. Okay, detached house. I was looking for the word house. I should have been looking for detached house. Now, I think this is something that's a little bit more European than American. Americans don't always know terms. Some do, but some will not know detached and semi-detached. These tend to be things we think of like British people saying. So I guess I'm looking for a detached house. Now, let's imagine that we're looking for a house that's a certain size for our family. Now, where am I going to find size of the house? Is it more filters? Is it surface? What does surface mean? Is surface... I mean, that's an interesting knowledge design question right there. Do we know what surface means? I could guess, but I'm guessing. I'm thinking maybe it's the total size of the plot of land. Benedictus says yes, very British. Okay, so I'm thinking that it is the total size of the plot of land. Funny thing, I'm American. I don't really understand square meters. I don't know how many square meters I need. I do understand square feet. And I do understand acres if we're talking about the size of the piece of land, but I don't understand square meters. So this seems to assume that the people coming to this site deal in our language, deal in our digits, deal in our measurements and units, and of course that can create some of our task detractors that Larry talks about. Who can name the 4 task detractors? I know if Kayleen were here, she could do it. Manually intensive, so something that takes a lot of effort or steps. Error prone, something that's likely to make mistakes or likely to help you make mistakes. Knowledge dependent, which we're talking a lot about today. And cognitive load. Oh, it's making me think. So far we're definitely bumping into a lot of knowledge dependent stuff, such as what we normally call a plot or parcel of land in America, or at least American English, is somehow being called surface. Steph says it's a mess, like an 84 meter square surface, but a 25 meter square balcony. Is this 84 plus the balcony? Is the balcony part of the 84? What is the actual surface you can use? Yeah, I don't even know. So let's imagine I don't have a huge budget. Let's say I'm going with 100 meters square. Okay. Single family detached house, 214 meters square. Oh, this is a minimum. This is 100 and up. Oh, did anyone see what I did? I thought I was doing 100 as the maximum, but it turned out I put it in the minimum. I didn't even notice these minimum and maximum boxes. So that's interesting. So I might say, okay, I want somewhere between 50 and 120. Now, I don't know what these cost, but let's pretend I understand meters squared, and let's pretend that's what I want. Okay, single family, detached house, 120 meters square. Okay, this is another thing I noticed about Europe, which again, knowledge, is rooms. When something says 3 rooms, in America, that's a little weird because it doesn't mean 3 bedrooms, or does it mean a bedroom, a kitchen, a family room? You know, what's rooms? Because my house might have a lot of rooms, but it might only have 3 bedrooms. So even calling something rooms is a little bit weird for me. Okay, so here's something weird. Take a look at this picture. It looks like someone has drawn lines on the picture and is trying to tell you that, what, only the middle bit is yours? Well, then this particular thing has already lied to me. This is not a detached house. This is a fully attached house. This is my nightmare of attached house, because you have a neighbor on each side. And some people don't mind that. I would not. Hey, Jeffrey, King Jeffrey, how are you? So obviously, look, that's metadata. Some person, I guess, Wolfgang, I blame Wolfgang. He put this in as a detached house. Wolfgang is lying. Wolfgang, we're mad at you. This is bad. Steph says, no, Germany and Lux Kitchen isn't a room. Same for the living room. This is just bedrooms. I told you this is a fun mess. Okay, so it's got a terrace built in 1929. Nearby cities. In 51 minutes, you can reach Euskirchen. Ooh, that doesn't sound like a selling point. That sounds like a run the other way point. Heath says an acre is about 4,000 meters squared. Okay, but Heath is my workaround. Remember, everybody, if we think about our task analysis, and I know this looks bad on a white background, but if we think about task analysis, this is our tools, knowledge, workarounds, issues, concerns, and blockers. Heath is now my tool or my workaround. I would have to go to Heath and be like, how big is an acre? Or I have to go to Google or something else. Benedicta says, it's a terraced house, not detached at all. Right, so he said detached. He is lying. So we don't want to buy from him now, do we? Okay, so here I am. Now notice that as you look at your search results, you are starting to gain knowledge. So you might be learning a little bit of the system, but if I come back to this in a month, will I remember it? I might not. Do I have to learn it all over again? I don't know. I love the idea of the garbage can. You know, that's something that we don't see a lot on real estate sites, which is, don't freaking show me this ever again. Now, chances are they would have to set cookies or have you log in to be able to do that and remember that. But I do like that feature. I really wish that were on LinkedIn Jobs, because there's some companies I will never work for, and there's some jobs I don't want to keep seeing. Oh, I love the garbage can. can. Now, of course, once I click the garbage can as guest, it requires me to log in. Now, that might seem like, ooh, that's an interruption, and ooh, that's not good. Ooh, it's a pop-up. Yeah, you know, we don't love pop-ups, but in this case, it makes sense. I cannot use a feature that requires you to know who I am without logging in or registering. So I get it. All right. This one is much smaller, and by the picture, it looks detached. It looks like there isn't something glued on either side. I don't have a sense of where these are. So can I get a map? Where's my map view? Let's see. I can sort automatic. Don't know what that means. So again, knowledge design. What does an automatic sort mean? I expect you to sort automatically. This is the digital world. Most relevant, okay. Highest price, biggest, more rooms, newest listed, lowest price, smallest, less rooms, oldest listed. Okay, that's certainly a nice list of sorts and would certainly give me a lot of options. I do appreciate that, though I still don't understand what automatic is. I also don't have a sense of where this is. Like I said, where is the map? Where can I see all of these houses plotted against each other on a map to see if any of them are near where I would like to be? Because the other one said I'm 51 minutes from Euskirchen, but I don't know where that is. That is not a famous German city that I'm aware of. This one's interesting. This person wrote right on the picture, you're 25 kilometers from this. You're 47 kilometers from that. You're 25 kilometers from that, and you're 11 kilometers from that. I think that's a really interesting idea, but of course, the seller or agent had to do that on the picture. They're using the photo as a bit of knowledge design. Hey, you probably want a sense of how far this house is from stuff, so we're going to just type it right onto this first picture. Steph says, I found the map. Haha, no way anyone will click on this thinking there's a map. It's the edit button. There's an edit button? Steph got me. Oh my gosh, the edit button. Steph says this is going to get us to a map. No. Edit current location. Could it be that? Oh my gosh. Okay, so it looks like this particular site doesn't service Munich because it's more Luxembourg focused, so that's fine. But so our fake idea of Munich is out the window. We're going to have to pick another town that we would like to live near. And I don't know. They all seem equally unknown to me. Am I still in Germany? Is this Germany? These are all like town names I haven't heard of. Kaiserslautern, I've heard of. I think I've been to it. Okay, so these are just parts of Germany I'm really unfamiliar with, which makes me a perfect person to be walking through this because I have no knowledge. I have no domain knowledge. I've got no knowledge at all. I'm totally lost. Jeffrey says, oh my God, it looks like they tried to hide this feature for no reason. Yeah. Sometimes when places hide a feature, I assume it was done really badly. Like, let's say I click on this. Well, now I'm in France. I don't want to live in France. Okay, so this is the whole area of Germany. Can I break this down and say, I just want to live in this little piece? Yes, I can. I can say, I've always wanted to live in Wittlich. Beautiful downtown Wittlich. Let's go live there, everybody. Oh, do you want to save this and be notified of this? No, and I think a lot of you know I don't love pop-ups with this stuff. I think they could have put this somewhere else that was a little bit less interruptive. So no. Now, are we still in Wittlich? Because these look like the same search results I have before. Was I accidentally already looking at Wittlich? Magically? Really? Because now I feel like I haven't done this correctly. How did I, at tier 1, tier is the one a lot of people commute from. Okay. Now I can't even get this to open up. Now I've just got blankness. Maybe if I X this out, will I get your position? I love that. Okay, we seem to be in some sort of Death Valley. So let's try refreshing the page. Let's try this again. Here we go. Most people go from here. I don't know where that is, but let's pretend, since we got the same search results for picking Wittlich, let's now pick up here in Gerolstein, which, funny enough, I clicked on Gerolstein and I got Vulkaneifel, which I guess is maybe the region or province or county, and my search results are the same. So it's not clear to me what I have to do to say, no, really, Vulkaneifel. I don't know. Melanie says, that's the province. Okay, but again, knowledge design, I don't even know what I'm looking at. Do not know. And this isn't helping me know. It's not helping me feel comfortable. It's helping me feel like I don't know what's going on. And I also don't know why my search results haven't changed, even though I've changed my location twice. So that seems strange. I was looking for maybe a place where I have to click like, no, really, search, please. Please, for the love of the God of your choice, search. But no. Let's take a look at another individual listing. This looks like a cute country house. Okay, less cute once I see the other pictures, but okay, this was definitely the best picture. Good job to them for making it look like it was a lone house on a hill, and now really it's not. So once again, 118 square meters, 3 rooms, 1 bathroom, 595,000 euros. I wonder why this one is so much more expensive than some of the other ones. Your nearest train is Mertert. I don't speak this very well. Reachable in 12 minutes by car or 83 minutes by public transport. So 83 minutes to get to the train station? What? The motorway can be reached in 10 minutes. In fewer than 12 minutes, you can find a charging station. Oh my gosh, your electric car, is that a 12-minute drive or a 12-minute walk? Oh. Okay, this one hurts. Before we leave this one and take a look at another one, anybody have any thoughts or questions about what we've seen so far? I wonder what makes this one $258,000 and what makes these twice the price. I don't have a sense of that. Is it something about how old they are, where they are? I mean, this looks like some sort of cute little woodsy cabin. Ooh. In need of a little repair. Where am I? Built 1980? Really? And it already looks like that? Damn it. That's been through some stuff. Surrounding cities? Yeah, you'll get there by car. Anything else? Energy efficiency F. Okay. So, yeah. Somebody built this in 1980 and then walked away. Steph says, so this crap is automated. As in, all the other houses in the same area, you get this description. All right. T. Loon says, I finally made it to the live. I would think the houses are priced higher if they've been renewed or have an extra room. Yeah. That's an interesting question. We talk about when a house was built, but we don't talk about when it was refurbished or got upgraded electrical work or upgraded plumbing work. Just because a house was built in 1929 doesn't mean the pipes are still from 1929. Those pipes might be illegal. Ashley says, that house has seen some things. I'm with you on that. Yikes. That house is going to be in a low-budget horror movie, if you ask me. Sorry to the people who live there. Oh, my God, don't show them this. I'm so sorry. The inside of your house might be lovely. Like this one, the inside looks pretty refreshed. Or maybe it was built more recently. Built 1895? Okay, so again, here, unlike a cruise ship, where they will say, built in 2007, refurbished in 2016, clearly this house has seen some love and some updates. It does not have original 1895 fixtures. I can't imagine it still has original 1895 plumbing. There wouldn't have been plumbing, right? You would have pooped outdoors. Has surprisingly tall ceilings. That room might be original. That room's not bad. Couple of weird angles of some of these rooms, but it sure looks like you do get a good amount of room and that the house is in quite reasonable condition and looks like it's in a nice country setting with some sort of mossy steps up to a lovely, what is that? Nuclear reactor. Your very own nuclear reactor in the basement. I assume that's a water heater, but I don't know. That doesn't look like our water heater. Jeffrey says, I love how you don't get the essential info in the description, but you get the info to leave your house and get to the train station by all means possible. Run away. Yeah, that's a really good point. You know, it's almost like, I really love your point. It's almost like they've written this for like, you're not going to be at this house very much. You are commuting to beautiful Euskirchen, which we've now seen a couple of times, and I guess is some real German hotspot that I didn't know about. Maps.google.com, y'all. Don't want the cookies. Let's go to beautiful Euskirchen. Euskirchen, Germania, because my stuff shows up in Italian. Per lo più nuvoloso. Okay, it's cloudy over there, it says. And Euskirchen is over here, near Bonn. Okay, seems to be maybe a suburb of Bonn. Not too far from Brussels. And there's Luxembourg. Benedictus, yeah, looks like an old water heater, maybe from 1895. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so it's a city of about 60,000 people, and there you go. Euskirchen, as I am butchering that. All right. So, yeah, where is the description? I know in America we are used to websites that include a highly descriptive, even flowery description of the property. You know, this charming house built in 2007 is part of a master planned community. I'm improvising. Janice says, I'm surprised with how little is offered up in the descriptions. I'm used to seeing listings that talk about the neighborhood, updates to the house, anything to make it sound more appealing. Right, Janice, but you are American, used to American listings, as am I. So let's take a look at the world of what Janice and I are used to. Let's switch over. I've got Zillow and I've got Redfin open. These are two of the biggest websites in America if you are looking for buying or renting. Now, Steph says, Jeffrey says, can we request a visit? Steph says, it depends on the people who fill the listing, I guess. T-Loon says, I need the flowery description. Types of neighbors. Yeah, your neighbors are dicks. Good luck. So let's imagine now, of course, Zillow and Redfin are going to be American. We're going to have to pick American areas. Now, in 2005, I moved to Tucson, Arizona, sight unseen. I knew nothing about Tucson, and I decided I was living there. So let's take a look at Tucson, Arizona. And one of the, sale. Okay, and one of the first things to know about Tucson, which of course I learned early on, was that it is 1,000 square miles. Now, for those of you who deal in meters squared, let's ask the Google. How many square meters is 1,000 square miles?
1,000 square miles is equal to 2.59 times 10 to the 9 square meters.
Okay, so it's really big. I should have asked for kilometers. What's that in kilometers?
1 kilometer is equivalent.
Wrong. The ones in the UK aren't so bad either. Okay, so my point is Tucson is really, really, really big and spread out. And my first question was, how do I know where to live here? How do I know what's close to what? How do I know what's far from what? How do I know what's safe? How do I know what's not safe? For example, I looked at a piece of land here at one point after I lived there and I got to know the area. I looked at a piece of land once and I found out that the people who lived on the same street, one of them had died because the ambulance couldn't get to them in time. Like, that's how far away they were from the ambulance, closest ambulance dispatch. And I was like, oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good. So as you can see, there's lots for sale in Tucson. Without understanding Tucson at all, first let's try some filters. And again, pretend that we've got a family and we need a smallish, completely detached house. Now notice in America, we think more in how many rooms does this have, bedrooms and bathrooms. Home type, we talked about a detached house, so we don't want a townhouse. We don't want a multifamily. We don't want a condo. We don't want unbuilt land. We don't want apartments, and we don't want manufactured. But again, here's where there are some terms that require knowledge. How many people here are not American and know what a manufactured home is? A yogurt shake for dinner. Anybody? I know we're probably 23rd. Yeah, Steph says, no idea. Jeffrey says, I don't know. Ralitza says, no clue. Exactly. Knowledge design once again. Hi, Ralitza. Hope you've been well. So, yeah, Manuel says, I don't know what that is. It's a very American thing. How many people know what a trailer park is? Okay, so if you think about trailer parks, a trailer park is a piece of land that has all these mini houses on them, and the houses are kind of pre-made in a factory. You kind of order them from a dealer or a catalog, and some truck brings out your house, drops it on your land, and connects it up to plumbing and electricity and stuff like that. Yeah, that I know. Yeah, everyone says, thanks to Netflix, I know what a trailer park is. So that doesn't mean that you're living in a trailer park. It just means that what's currently on whatever property you're going to look at is that style of house, where the house was not built by a bunch of craftspeople putting up frames and walls and building it piece by piece. It was built piece by piece, but in a factory, trucked out, dropped down. So it's called a manufactured home. So I'm going to say I don't want a manufactured home. There's technically nothing wrong with a manufactured home, and some of them are quite nice, but let's say I want a more traditionally built home. All right. We still have thousands of listings, and also notice we have agent listings and other listings. Here's where knowledge design comes back in. What the hell is the difference? What's the difference between an agent listing and an other listing? Who does this benefit? Who are we speaking to right now? What does this mean? Why am I not seeing these 202 other listings? Were these people who didn't pay as much for the listings? Were these crappy listings that have been on the market so long we think the house is undesirable? No, it's probably not that. But we don't know what this means. It's not clear to us. We only know we're not seeing all the results we could, and there looks like there's no way to just see all of them. This is probably a toggle. Yep, we're either seeing one or the other. Oh, you always know the house is good when the first picture is the pool. Yikes, yikes. All right. Ashley says, might have a crawl space, but that's the best foundation you'll have with a manufactured home. Yeah, that's also true. You are not going to have an attic or a basement. That thing is just dropped on the ground. I also know that if they've taken a picture with a drone, I probably can't afford it. So let's pretend we do have a budget. I always love looking at these super expensive houses in Tucson. They're so incredibly fun. So really, just for today, let's have a little fun and let's actually ask them for houses starting at just under $1 million. That is just fun. Fun, fun, fun. Fun with drone photography. Heath says manufactured homes are on the same base as regular homes, and you can have both. Okay, that helps. Thank you. Jeffrey says, I thought it was agent listing equals managed by a pro, other listing managed by the owner themselves. I don't know. Heath says mobile homes are on wheels. Right. I'm not saying a manufactured home is necessarily a mobile home. I was just trying to get people to imagine the idea of a trailer park, because that's a lot of manufactured homes do look like trailer park homes minus the wheels. And then they're just put on proper foundations. So now let's say we can see from the distribution where all of the expensive houses in Tucson are. Congratulations to the Foothills neighborhood. So let's imagine that we are in the market for this very expensive house. I'm of course not. I'm just having some fun right now. What do I know or not know about any of these communities? Let's say I've got a family. Where are the child predators? This is public knowledge in America. Are they going to let me map child predators on this map? That would be interesting. Okay, maximum HOA fees. Another thing that a lot of people might not be familiar with, especially outside of America, even inside of America, a lot of people don't know what an HOA is or what that means. Now, notice there's a tooltip. We think you don't know what this means. Once we see a tooltip, we're telling people we think you don't know what this means. We're going to have to explain it to you. And again, for something like an HOA, that might be the best that we can do. So at least they are trying to help clue you in. HOA fees, it's part of your homeowners association. They're monthly or annual charges that cover the costs of maintaining common spaces. Must have an open house, must have a 3D tour, must have a garage, square feet, lot size, year built, has a basement. So notice in America, they are catering to Americans' fairly stereotypical love of granularly searching for houses. Now we know, if someone doesn't mind me pointing at them, Janice just bought a house. Janice, when you were doing your searching, were you the type of person who filled in a lot of these and got very granular with your search? Like, ooh, it's got to be this and it's got to be that, and this is our budget and we want this size, and it's got to have a garage and it's got to have air conditioning, and I want a view of a mountain, and boop, bop, a beep. So notice how many choices we get in this. Now, there's also the possible problem of too much choice. Someone might look at this and go, oh, just show me some houses. So the question is, this appears to be, there isn't a simple search and an advanced search. Basically, as soon as you go for more, you've got the advanced search. And this is really assuming more of that either power user or the person with a lot of very specific needs or requests. And these could be for any reason. It could be single story only because someone is using a wheelchair and we don't want a house that has steps. Totally makes sense. So I'm not saying that being granular is bad. Janice says not the view, but definitely square footage, budget, AC, garage, because hail damage is real. Yeah, so having a garage is really important. Park your car outside the house and you could end up with some broken glass. Steph says must have a room not facing the street. Was that on here? That would be good. Yeah, I remember when I was looking at houses at one point, I was like, oh, it's on the corner. Ooh, I'm going to hear two roads. It was like, you get into it, So let's talk about what Janice wanted. Must have a garage, must have AC. That's probably going to be pretty much all of these. Square footage. Now, of course, we're looking at $1 million houses. So these are all going to be huge houses, especially in Tucson, where land is plentiful and people built huge things, often on multiple acres. Another interesting thing to notice is that typically in America, the square footage that you see here is not the property. It is not the entire plot of land. It is only the size of the house. So this is a 540 square meter house, not plot of land, everyone. House. But again, I asked it for $1 million houses, and you can see we're getting that for sure. I don't even know where some of these places are. That's weird. I've been gone too long. Oh, that looks nice. That doesn't look too bad, right? Only $2.5 million. Yeah, so to me, it's always fun because Tucson is so beautiful, and it's so much fun to see just how kind of wild people have gone with some of the building. Like, is this an artist's rendering or is this the actual thing? This doesn't even look real. All right, now I'm getting a little sidetracked. I miss Tucson a bit. I do. I hope I'll be able to fly on a plane next year and go see this. Oh, this looks familiar. Janice says, and that's only half the price. Okay, so Janice is quoting a very obscure story about a comedy tape I made when I was 8 years old, and I was doing a fake commercial for a stereo repair place, and Uncle Jay said something like, and it's only $400 to fix your stereo, and I said, and that's only half the price, because I imagined that that's how people lie to you on commercials at age 8. Ashley says, yeah, let's have some fun. Yeah, I know. Some of these look like you're buying an entire village. I mean, look at this. What is this? House for sale. No, it's more like village for sale. Oh, look at this. What is this even? Is this an infinity pool with a lit up cactus? I love when everyone puts their Santa hats on their cactus in Tucson. I miss that stuff. Oh my gosh, this looks like a Barbie dream house. Doesn't this look like you could just open up this house and put little figurines in it? Okay, so what do we really know? Now let's pick one of these houses and let's take a look at the information that we're given to see if the information looks like it makes sense to us, or does it assume that it knows something we don't. Let's take a look just at the first one for no reason. Ralitza says, on the question of excessive filtering, I am already overwhelmed. Too much info option, very specific filter options. Yeah, I think it's probably a little bit of an American thing. I think that works for Americans and probably doesn't make sense for other people, other non-Americans. Steph says, a friend is looking for a house in Italy, and gosh, some stuff are strange and creepy in the pictures as well. Very true. I've looked at a couple of places. Oh my gosh, look at this place. Look at this place. What is this? Okay, but of course, let's say we have normal questions. Is it close to a school? I have children. Is it close to things? Let's take a look. So overview, facts and features, home value, price and tax. This is a carousel. Ooh, monthly cost, down payment assistance, rental. Okay, so there's a lot of things that we can do here. Let's see. Overview is a map. How long it's been on Zillow. How many people have looked at it. How many people have saved it. So again, we have a little bit of that idea of competition, or hey, 95 people saved this to the list. If you want this thing, you better hurry up. 95 other people are interested in this house. Look, it's been viewed 1,300 times. So these are some of those things that we see when people are trying to do that fear of missing out or that scarcity. Ashley says, LMAO, 8-year-old, you got the concept right. I'm not too sure what you're referring to. This was built in 1873 and was the post traders for the army. But I guess now it can be your house. Wow. Facts and features. Okay, notice we've scrolled down far enough that we're at the next tab. So technically the tab was going to be an anchor link and bring you up or down to these things. We estimate this home will sell faster than 88% nearby. Well, what does that mean? Why do I care? Who's that for? Our algorithm looks at 3 months. So this home will sell faster than 88% of the homes near it? 7 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, forced air, natural gas, central air, dual evaporative cooling, 2 garage, 1.14 acres, price per square foot, which is something I see a lot on American sites, and I'm not too sure who thinks in terms of price per square foot. Now, I know Zillow also tries to tell you what they think it's worth, which is very interesting because that can certainly cause fights. This person has listed it for $1.85 million. Zillow is saying, sorry, we think it's only worth $1.791269 million. And they must have some algorithm that says that. Price and tax history. This was sold in June for $1.6 million. So someone's just flipping it? That's weird. So you can see it's interesting because in America, they give you a lot more data, but they assume that you understand the data and they assume that the data is somehow meaningful to you. The data is meaningful to me if you start digging into it, because that means this house was sold 2 months ago for $250,000 less, and now someone's just trying to make $250,000 by reselling it. Did they make any updates or changes to it? Let's see. Steph says, FOMO, buy fast. Heath says, for context, before the interest hike, houses in hot areas in America were selling minutes after listing and 20% above asking. Yeah, possibly not in Tucson, though, but yes, I did hear about that. T-Loon says, is that trying to give a sense of urgency, like I need to buy it this month before other tries to buy it? Yes. Janice says, perhaps it's to make motivated buyers act quickly. I think so. Raleigh says, this is great info. We have to pay in Europe for this information. I would have loved something like this when I was looking for my house. Yeah, I think there's definitely kind of a user profile or persona that wants these details, and other people who don't, because they don't want to think about it. Obviously, this is cognitive load. This is something that I have to think about and understand or learn to understand. What am I looking at? What does this mean? What does contingent mean? What does it mean that it was contingent but then not sold? Take a look. It was on the market in 2021. Contingent, I know that means there's an offer on it and then it didn't sell, but then it eventually sold months later for a much higher number. So something weird happened there. What will you pay in property taxes? For a house that big, you might care, or maybe you just have endless money and you don't care. What is the house likely to cost you per month between your property taxes, if you're taking out a mortgage on it, having the right insurance, stuff like that. So again, you certainly do have a good amount of information from American sites, but you are also overwhelmed with that. You know, if you are more of a minimalist person, or hey, just the small facts, please, then this is not for you. This is their description of the house. We don't have a good sense of when this house was redone or if the person who bought it in June made any changes to it. So to me, it just seems like a flip. No, I don't want to sign in. Janice says, oh, wow, pay for that information. I wonder how many interested buyers don't pay for it and make an uninformed decision. Yeah, always possible. So let's take a look at the same house on Redfin just to compare the information that we get on different sites. 5425 East Fort Lowell. 5425 East Fort Lowell. Okay. So clearly, same photos, same information, same price. Come and tour it. It's been viewed 344 times. Come tour it. Looks like it's got the same description. Copy paste, that's fine. I don't expect people to write different descriptions for different sites. It's got some information. Interestingly, Redfin estimates its value at a little bit higher than Zillow did, so slightly different algorithms there. But for those of you with UX in your hearts watching the show, which web page do you prefer? Which layout of information do you prefer and why? Now, again, that's not valid usability testing. I'm just asking for your quick opinion. Here's a map of where this is. It's by Fort Lowell and Craycroft, not far from a big, looks like a park. Your agent would be Jill. Here's what your payments would be if you did a mortgage and put down 20%. Upcoming open houses. And now we're not even at the bottom. Take a look at the scroll bar. We're far from the bottom, but now we've got all of these details with bullet points. Ralitza says, here in the Netherlands, a lot of times the asking price doesn't give you enough information. You don't even know what to offer. You need to go to the cadastre and pay to get this. And the practice is to overbid. And you have to know how much to make sure you get it. Huge scarcity, lots of bidding wars. Yeah, that's true in some cities in America too. Probably not for the $2 million houses in Tucson, but you never know. I think this layout is very interesting and more easier to digest than the Zillow layout. The Zillow layout was a bit bacon strip for me. Lots of scrolling, narrow information. Here, I think I would prefer this layout, and I like kind of the information architecture of it with clear bullet points and easy to see details. Hey, it's got 9 fireplaces. Well, sure, it was built in the 1870s. If you wanted to heat it, that's how you did. So lots of fireplaces. No HOA fees. It's got a deck and a ramada. What's the landscaping? What kind of fence does it have? Oh, there's a guest house. Oh, there's a guest house. We didn't know that from Zillow, did we? Did Zillow say anywhere that this had a guest house? So you can all come see me? Ah, I didn't see this. Who saw this? Buried in the description, it said separate guest house. I did not see that. That was not clear to me. I missed that. For some reason, it jumped out on me a little bit more here. Let's see what else of information they've got here. Which school district will you be in? So exactly which schools will people go to? I think that's really helpful. You're going to go to the Whitmore Elementary School. So, for example, sometimes they say like school district 23. Okay, I don't know what that is. This tells you exactly what school the kid would go to. Let's see if that's on this page. Whitmore. Okay, it is here, but we would have to have gone down to nearby schools. We didn't even make it that far because look at all the things in this carousel. Just the carousel is overwhelming, so we did not make it to nearby local legal protections. Are there legal protections for the LGBTQ community? That's strange because these are LGBTQ protections, but this just says legal protections. Janice says that's similar to the Oakland housing market, grossly underpriced listings with the expectation of overbidding and bidding wars. So this page looks like it has a lot more to scroll. So what the heck is down here? Schools, public facts, climate risk, estimates, other recommended houses, charts, graphs. How competitive is the Tucson market right now? Similar homes you might like. Recently sold similar homes that you might like but you can't have because we sold them. What? Linked words for SEO. Frequently asked questions that make no sense. Like, what is 5425 East Fort Lowell Road? It is an address. When was this home built and last sold? Weird, especially for this at the bottom of the page. This must be some weird SEO thing. Steph would know more. Notice that there is a pinned section on the side of the page with your call to action. So go tour this home. Whereas on Zillow, yes, it's always at the top, but that means that our information is in this small bacon strip. It's a narrow thing. It's only half the height. And I've got a huge screen, so I can only imagine this on a laptop. Ooh. Must be slicing things into tiny bits. I also think tour via video chat is interesting. It sounds like the agent will go walk the place for you in a video chat and answer your questions. Super interesting. Does Zillow offer tour by video chat? No, request tour. So we've talked a little bit about some page layouts. We've talked a little bit about searches, filtering, maps. But ultimately, you know, we don't know if this is a good or bad neighborhood. I happen to know a couple of things about this neighborhood. It's tough in a couple of parts. So unknown. That Whitmore is further away than you think. Looks close, not close. Steph says, oh yeah, the sold ones drives me mad. They have them in physical real estate agencies. I don't care about your sold stuff. T. Loon says, haha, similar homes you can't have. We sold them. The fact that Zillow portion is a pop-up bothers me. It feels constrained. Yeah. So, we don't know much about the neighborhood. And we did not learn where the sexual predators are, though I do know that information is public in America, and you can go to websites that allow you to search addresses and search areas, and all of the sexual predators will come up. People who have been found guilty or pled guilty and are now in the system as a registered sex offender of children or others. And they will tell you, it has their picture, it has their name, it tells you what they did. And so notice that information isn't here. It could be overlaid, but that might be scary, right? So if I say 85712 and I want to search the whole area, here's the area. But what do we know? Let's take a look at our options. Schools, amenities, public transit, biking, likelihood of flood, things you've already crossed out, and show the price estimates, which we have on right now. Janice says, Megan's List, which is what our realtor shared with us. Yes. So that information is public knowledge, but notice I can't overlay that here. I can't kind of zoom into the Whitmore neighborhood of Tucson and say, show me where the registered sex offenders are, and let's see if any of them are into kids or if they're not into kids, because I have kids. Let's pretend I have kids. Heath says it's more to see what they sold for, to see comp numbers in the area. For example, never buy the most expensive home in the area for investment purposes. True, Heath, but that requires knowledge of that. It requires knowledge that you understand home values, investment, comps, and assessments and things, appraisals rather, and things like that. And not everybody knows that. So today we're talking about knowledge design, and Heath accidentally has a great example of something a lot of people won't know about or understand. They'll just think, homes I can't have. What's that? JT says, Indiana has the best rentals for cash flow. I don't know if this is an ad or if you're a fan of the show, but hello. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel, won't you please subscribe? I'm live usually 3 or 4 times a week with content on CX and UX. Find 3 people who you think should know about the channel and let them know. Of course, if you want to send something in for a future show, just use deltacx.com/links, and that will show you how to send stuff in for a future Think Out Loud stream. You can also join our Slack and Discord communities, one or both of them. You're welcome. They are completely free. There is no paid membership here in the Delta CX world. And don't forget our upcoming conference, which has all kinds of live workshops on how to learn things and not how to learn things, how to do things in the UX world, including from Steph. So that's deltacx.com/concentric. Check that out. Steph says, still frustrating. Yeah, so we're going to have to wrap up for today, but let's talk about some shows that are coming up. This week is a little light because I have some stuff in my calendar, but we will be doing an Office Hours Ask Me Anything tomorrow with a special guest, Matthew Voshel, who was on our show a few months ago. He'll be coming back. That, of course, is at 6:30 p.m. Italy time. Wednesday the 24th, no show. I will be on the panel at the Tech Circus event for design leadership. Thursday, I'm just full of appointments, so I'm not doing a show. And of course, Friday, critical thinking which you can send stuff in for as well. Send your stuff in for critical thinking. Any thoughts or questions or comments about knowledge design and what we saw on these websites today before we wrap up the show? Just checking my emails. No emails from any of you, evidently, and that's fine. Last thoughts, questions. Okay, if not, thanks to everybody for joining live today. It was a very lively discussion, and I hope we had some good food for thought around knowledge design and page layouts and what your visitors are likely to know or understand and what they're not. Steph says, thanks a lot. That was fun and insightful. It was fun. So again, if you have a topic you would like me to look at for next week's Monday show, send it in. Or if you have something you want me to fake research and fake design, you can send it in. Thanks to Jeffrey and Ashley and everybody who joined in. And I guess I will just play us out of here. But everybody have a super rest of your day or evening and catch you tomorrow. Customer centricity as business intelligence. Visit deltacx.com to learn why we are